Natasha Makes. I am Natasha, and this morning we are making lots of goodies. Oh, thank you, Jane. Surreptitiously, I just glanced down. I was like, no, how have I got so little quilter's wash away tape left? Have a little tidy up because I've been making this morning. Well, actually, she said love, but I think she meant live. I don't know, she could have meant love. Who knows? Anyway, good morning to you all. I hope that you are well. Today is not even remotely what I thought the show was going to be. So I went to bed last night having planned one show and then woke up and having dreamt a different show because I wasn't obviously in my head very happy with what I'd made. So I'm very honest about this. You know, the design process is a weird one here. And yesterday we had beautiful next week because it's still something that I want to do. But I made it and I was like, no, can do better. Where is it? I'm just going to give you a little hint of something there. But I'm not quite happy with it, so I'm going to better it and bring it back better. That's what we're going to do next week. And then I was like, do you know what though? I really want to play with the new chenille feel tapestry. I know. Today was also meant to be the last of the tapestries. So, and it is a part. So we do have this new fabric. And then I was like, do you know, because a lot of you had asked, could we have a slightly smaller bag than that big one there? So this is what we initially made, was sort of this one here. So we've now got a smaller version. And this one was great. And we have got, in fact, I will ask Jane if she can bring in some of the handles. These handles here, these are, they're PU. We've got them in 3 colourways. We've got them in navy, we've got them in a brown or a tan, and we've also now got them in black. They don't break the bank at all, but, if you want matchy, and no matter which of the corks you've got, because we stock 4 now, got 4 different types of cork for you, you can have matchy handles. But it does mean having a few other things. So let's have a little look at this at today's make. What you will also now see is another make that I'd hoped to get ready for today, but it's not going to be. So this is going to be, and I got my sandwiches all round the wrong way. So again, this is another in progress make that you will see soon. And it is simply for, well, it's actually for Jane's phone. Mine sort of fits in there. And then you have a loop that means that you can actually, if you want to, just hang it on the inside of your bag or in your car, on the head restraint of your car. And I saw these on Etsy for like nearly 20 quid for one of those. And I was like, and I want to make it with cork and I want it to be really posh and really nice so that you can make them to go with your bags. That's the idea. But as you can see, time got away with me and yeah, I can't quite. Am I right? If you go back 10 seconds on your... Oh, freezing and stuttering? Is it the bandwidth, do you think? Can you just turn the volume down a little bit? Yeah, because otherwise we get it here. Thank you. Are we all right? Let me have a... Do you know what? Let's say good morning to everyone on Facebook. Thank you, Jane. And let's see where we're at. So, we have got Pat. Does anybody else keep freezing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just go back 10 seconds. Should sort that. Well, that's annoying then, if we keep freezing. We're not having a lot of tech luck, are we, this week? All seems to be going a little bit wobbly and wrong. So we're going to have a go at making these handles. We'll make the bag as well, and then we'll see where we go. Now, the other thing then that we're going to need are going to be these rivets. So if you get, let's just show you this. Here handles like you've just seen on the bags. It's going to rustle horribly as I take these out of the packet. And I could have used those on this bag and they would have looked gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And they come with silver rivets and away you go. You make a little hole through your lining and away you go. And that's great. And actually it does go very, very beautifully with this fabric. We've got them in tan, we've got them in navy, and we've got them in black. So you can top up on those. But if you want to make your own, we've got new cork as well. We've got the small grain cork, which is really lovely. So we've got large grain, small grain. We've got the silver speck and the gold speck. They are the ones that we've got. For these, in order to make these handles, you are going to need some of these. And these, you screw them in. Now you can have them either way. You can have them so that you can see the screw, or you can have them so that you don't. But we're going to use those today. That's going to be what is going to give us this lovely professional finish on our bag making, which is just fantastic. And it's how can we step these things up? Because we've had, and for those of you that are new to bag handles, we've got a guide to that. We've got all sorts for you. So let's just take a little look. We'll do that in a minute. Half metre heavens. Let's show you those. We've got something a little bit special this week, actually. We've got the end of the cape. So yesterday with Jane's show, we had 1.5 metre lengths to back her quilt with. Lots of you were getting involved with that yesterday, so well done. And we've got the end of the Deco Cool. This is the last of that bolt, and we've done it with, was it amethyst? Yeah, with amethyst. These go live at midnight. So we've got some of the last of the capes. I've only got one square dance, and it's with Sky, and then that's it. No more square dance. It's the perfect blender. It's just fabulous. I've got 2 koi ploy. Now, we've done this over the years with various colours, but this time we've done it with pomegranate, which we've never done it with before, but just looks rather fabulous with your pomegranate. So that's what's going to go there. And then this is your petals. In Sky, and we did this with orange. This sold out. I've got one left. We found a 1/2 metre orange. We've only ever done this as a megametre, never as a 1/2 metre. So you could have got this as a megametre before, but now this is as a 1/2 metre heaven. I've got 2 of these left because the other 1.5 meters is loaded, ready. In fact, have a look at the 1.5 meters that we had yesterday, because those 1.5 meters were taken down to just $19.99 for a 1.5 meters of cape. So they are well worth having. Now they are our normal 1/2 metre heavens. I have got a little bit of bumbleberry left over and a little bit of the Lewis and Irene veggies. So as a treat for you and a super, super deal, I have done you at 1/2 metre heaven prices, bearing in mind that these should be nearly £15 for this pairing. But for $9.99 tomorrow only, my goodness, you can get a bumbleberry with a matching Lewis and Irene, one of the veggies. So if you're a gardener, if you've got someone who loves to garden, maybe you're going to make a bag to go to the market in, or whatever it is. Maybe it's going to be your bag for life, anything like that, your fabric bag for life, so you can get your shopping in it. These are the ones. Now this one Doesn't have a bumbleberry, but it does have a Macawa linen in that lovely deep green, which picks up those deep greens in there. So that was rather special. And again, we've upgraded the plains that go with these at no extra cost to you. This one is your garden onions. And again, going with your bumbleberries. But like I say, this is just for tomorrow's Half Meter Heavens only, and when they're gone, they are gone. That will be it. And then the carrots, these are rather fab. We've put those with that red there. So you're getting the Half Meter bumbleberries, you're getting your Half Meter of your Lewis and Iron fabrics, and these will go live at midnight tonight. That is the deal on that. Now, let's have a little look. I was asked to get more of these Chicago rivets in because they've been so incredibly popular. Right, I said it was the last of the tapestry fabrics. Let's just have a quick look, shall we? A little recap, if you will, as to some of the things that we've made with this tapestry fabric. We started getting it in a couple of months ago, and I just sort of fell in love with it. That paired with the cork has just been an absolute winner. So things that we have made: the cutout book bag. There it is. You can put your laptop, whatever in there, doesn't matter. Your iPad, Kindle, anything you like. We've made that in various colourways. So that was one show that we did. And then we did the tapestry cork bottom bag. And that was when we had the William Morris Strawberry Thief come in. And then the Leonardo came in, and we did it. So if you were traditional, you might go for the William Morris, but then we did it in the Leonardo, and you went crazy for the Leonardo. We don't have any of that left, I don't think. And then we did the tidy up trug. We did the tidy up trug with your pocket at the front, and this has been tidying up my house ever since. I have got, and then we did the M-shaped frame there. So now we've got this beautiful, really, really soft chenille. We're going to make that in a minute, but you can make this with any of these. So let's have a little look at what we've got left. This is it. These are your last chance to grab them. And here we go. So Little Holland, this is a bolt end. You've got 43 centimetres of your Little Holland bolt end there. Monstera. Now the Monstera is really beautiful, and I've got 6 left. But like I say, when these are gone, they are gone. I've got 2 of the Giardini tapestry with lavender. 2 and they're gone. That's it. So if you are not fast on this, they will be gone, and then there will be tears. Don't want that. Now I've got 1 metre pieces of the Birdsong Toile. I made a mega bag out of this, and because the pattern is so large, that's why we've done this by the metre, so that you've got a ½ metre of slate, but a metre of that outer fabric. You can always get more of the slate if you want it. I've got 5 of those left, and then it's gone. Little Holland here with Imperial. I have got 5 of those, and that's the end of that fabric then. So you can either get it as a bolt end, or you can get it as a ½ metre heaven. I don't know what I'm doing here. Excuse me today. I've got the most painful wrist and have a massive lump, bony lump, at the side of your hand. This is Silhouette with the duck egg. So when we've done these before, we've never done these as ½ metre heaven types before. When we've done them before, we put the cork, a long quarter of cork in with it. Now this time that we haven't put the cork in, because we've got 4 different options on cork now. So you can buy that and mix and match, or you might have some left, or whatever it is. Now Radiant we've done with crimson, and I've only got the one of that. That's it. That's all I've got. So one left there. Now we have got, this is the last of the, this is the bolt end of the Strawberry Thief. That's an 80 centimetre piece. And these are all cut now, there's no cut to order on this. 1/2 metre of your Spectrum with slate. Freddie has finally got, in fact it goes up that way. Freddie has finally got his tidy up truck with all his Lego in that I made out of that. And after today's show, he will get the rainbow one, which was, I think, about the only one that I hadn't. Rather fabulous. Here it is. So again, you can get that with 1/2 metre of hot tomato. The flip-flops, these have been a winner. This now sits by my back door for anyone with flip-flops to either take off or put in. I've got 8 of those left with Baltic, and then they are gone. 1/2 metre of Little Carnival. Now this I did, where's it gone? My tool. This, they are leaving the building today. They're a little bit late coming out. Apologies on that. But yeah, that is your tool belt. And we made that out of the Little Carnival tapestry. Again, only takes 1/2 metre. So all of these things made with the tapestries, because this is the thing, isn't it? I know a lot of us, we get these fabrics and then we go, but what do we do with them? All of this is what we do. Now, honeysuckle, I made the carpet bag out of the honeysuckle. I love the honeysuckle, and we've done that with emerald for you, which is rather lovely. So that's another William Morris-esque one. We've never offered that by the 1/2 metre out of this fabric. I don't know if you remember it, but it has got all your animals on it. And we did that with 1/2 metre. So this was the same scenario as we had with the Birdsong Toile, in that we did a metre piece so that you could fussy cut, but you still only needed 1/2 metre of lining for the bag and any cork that you might require. 2 of those, there they are. And then that's it gone. So this was the one that I demoed in when we did the show, the Tidy Up Truck show. I have one of these left with the silver long quarter of cork and your lavender. That's it. When that one's gone, that's gone. I've got a 60 centimetre piece of the silhouette. I've got a 60 centimetre piece of the flip-flop. I've got a 80 centimetre piece of the dandy left. These are all in the bolt ends. And of your crochet, I have got a 65 centimetre piece. That's it. That is all the tapestries in all the world.
Real trouble with the signal, and I think.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're freezing, starting and freezing. I think it's just a.
An atmospheric-y thing. Oh, that's a shame. This is your William Morris Strawberry Thief in navy and slate. If our signal keeps going wobbly, what I might do is record the demo and then pop it up on Facebook later. If that's what we're struggling with, then maybe that's the best thing to do. I don't know. Whatever it is, just throws everything. I don't know why we would be buffering so badly. Not sure. When are the new tapestries going on the website, please? They're up, Kirsty. It's all up on there. Everything is up as we speak. Don't know why it's buffering, or if it still is. We will soldier on. These are the tapestries that we've got left. They're going up onto the website. They're either already up there, which were a Friday deal with long quarters of the gold sparkle cork We had, I think, 4 of those left and 2 in the Golden Lily, which was really beautiful. So yeah, they are all there for you. Oh my goodness me. But we've been using these. Now the Golden Lily, if you want to see what that would make up like, this was with the tubular frames. So, you know, you can make, we're going to show you how to make these handles today. So you can do your tubular frame bags and put fancy schmancy handles on that way. Should you, there she is. And yes, we are trying to get hold of some more of these handles, by the way. I have ordered some. They should be landing, well, whenever they land, I have to import them. So, what does Gemma say about the buffering situations? Yeah, let's see, shall we? If it's going to be really tricky, then we might just record the demo and then upload it later if it's going to be an absolute pain. The chenille is now up too. Just got delayed slightly while we're trying to sort out all of the technical streams and whatnot. Gemma, do you think it's worth trying to struggle on with the stream as bad as it is, or am I best to just record the demo and load it later? I'm going to ask that question. There will be a delay on that, but otherwise we will make a start anyway, because the start of this is pretty similar to how we did the other one. So there's always going to be characteristics when you do a bottomed bag. Oh, meanwhile, over on YouTube, Beverly says, hi, looking forward to watching today, rainy and miserable here in Yorkshire. Diane says, hello. Ali H, morning from a wet Yorkshire. Morning all, haven't been able to say hello for a while. Work gets in the way, says Karen. And morning from Gloucestershire, says Carrie. Heidi's here from Skipton. And yes, YouTube is a bit stuttery. So Carrie's going to head over to YouTube. Really dependent on these things. Now, I am going to use this new cork, and let's take a moment to talk cork. Talk cork before we start, because we have got various versions. Let me just find my way to change everything. There we go. Right. This is the new cork that has just come in. It is a fine grain, all right, which makes it, to my mind, absolutely perfect for today's make. Having that fine grain on there means it's really lovely for the handles, for making your own handles. So why not give it a try? To compare and contrast, this here that's your large grain and that's your fine grain. So you can see that there is quite a difference in the size of it. Now, you're going to be able, because that with our trugs, but this one, because it's finer grain, it just sort of bends a little bit more easily. So if you are going to make that, then of course it's up to you. It's just whichever you prefer. Now I know some of you will want to go for this one, which is your silver fleck. So same size as the large grain, but it's got that silver in the gaps in between, which is really beautiful. So if you fancy a bit of glitzy glam, maybe go for that one. Or we've got the gold fleck. So these are the cork options. We've got 4 cork options now. And I think how hard it's been to actually find the cork, to actually be able to get these in now has been fab. So for those of you that might not have encountered this before, you can just see it's got, I don't know, it's being all shy. There we go. Can you see that gold? It's a little bit more subtle. The silver is a little bit more obvious, but this obviously the bark of the tree, dried out, and then it's adhered onto a cotton backing. So this is like a carrier. So that carries the cork. So they then, on this, there's a little coating of gold underneath between the cotton and between the cork. So the cork then lays on top of that, so you get that really, really, really anything else. Now, other sparkles and PUs that we've had on the show this week that you could also make handles with. We've had the gold sparkle. Also had this rather fabulous kind of turquoisey aqua glitter. So they would also, you'd be able to make your handles out of that as well. We are trying to work out why our stream is interrupted. We don't know, but it's too bad. In which case we'll just have to record it and then put it up afterwards. So we're going to cut a couple of strips for the base. I've got these left over. So rather than cut into a whole new ½ metre, I am going to use what I have left over from the bag I've already made. You can get this brand new chenille tapestry by the ½ metre cut to order, or by the metre cut to order. It is absolutely gorgeous. And for this make you only need ½ metre. Like I said, I'm getting 2 of it out of it for this make. Let's have a look at that overhead for you. And this is it with your navy. So that's how we've ½ metre heavened it for you there with the navy, but it feels much softer than the tapestry. And it's classed as well, but of course we're not going to use it for upholstery. No sorry, Bob. We are going to use this today for our bag making. Okay. Right. Let's have a little look. Now you can make the handles any length you, how long we want to make them. I've made a recommendation. But there's no reason why we can't make them shorter, longer. It's entirely up to you. So what I will do is cut myself. I'm just trying to see the most effect. Please, may I have another ½ metre of the cork, the fine grain?
Is that one?
No, I haven't got the fine grain in here. It's the brand new one. Brand new one. I don't know. No, it should know because I've had it open because I've cut it. Right. It's our internet provider, apparently, that is at fault today. So we'll see. Let's take, I'm really sorry about this, guys. Sometimes there are just things outside of your control. And there's not a lot that we can do about it. Right, let's take a length of this off. And again, you can make these any size you like. And I've got a little wobbly bit down there. So I wanted to make these the same sort of width. See, I always have the first bit off the bolt with all the, thank you, Jane, with all of the sellotape on there. And you can just see. Pop a run of wash away tape down both sides. So like we did the other ones that we did for the trug. So again, these are transferable skills. Only this time we're making longer ones. And again, just being able to make these means that you can always get that professional look with any of your makes. Wash away tape is your friend here on Amazon, but it's not the same brand. And when I tried to get it, that cheap one, to be honest, it clogged my needle, and it just wasn't the one. So I'm very careful about the one that I get. I import it, especially, and it is now the only brand that I get. Okay. So on both we're going to draw down that centre line. A halfway mark on 1.5 inches is 3/4. Now I know with the Chicago screw rivet things, we were asked if we would get some more, which we have. I don't know how many more after that I can get. So if you want this look, if you want to be able to make these handles, I mean, gosh, you get, I'm trying to think how many sets you get in there. It just makes your make look really professional, I think, which is rather lovely. So we're going to remove the tape and any fluff and fold it up to that centre line. Now I would straight away go in and sew that down. So we're going to come across to here. And away you go. And as you can see, I don't have any special feet on, it's not sticking, it's just sewing really nicely. My tape, where I've got it, of course, I didn't do the tape right to the end here, is holding it down in place. That's all good. And then off we come. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So just matching up those edges, making them meet in the middle, using that tape there to hold it and baste it in place. For each of them, so bear with. What I found is, okay, if your machine does that at the start, grab yourself an old bit. An old bit of cork, like so. just make these. So along we go. And across to here. Okay, so we're going to sew down both sides, and then that's the handle made. If you want to use that donkey or whatever, just to take up the slack, then do. And if you want to, if I'm paying attention, is just to stitch off. I'll just do a holding stitch. Then you can sew off the end onto your next piece. Then sew onto your bag handle, come on a step or two, do that holding stitch. Now, because this isn't fray, it's perfect because we don't need to be folding bits underneath or anything like that. Now, just before I get to the end, once again, I'm going to do that holding stitch and then just stitch off the end. And then I'm just going to just shape the edge. But you can see the difference from the one where I started sewing on it to the one where I started with the, well, they call it donkey, don't they? It's just a cleaner, neater start. So just shaping the edges of those. Now, we've made PU fabric bag handles before, but in a very different way. This is way easier than those. Now, what I will do as a compromise for two things here. I am in absolute agony with my wrist here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little sandwich. Not as a snack, not a snack sandwich. I'm going to make out of my scraps how to apply the handles. So we will have on here, let's grab some scraps. So we will have some tapestry. We'll have bit of this, bit of that. We'll just sew it quickly together and I'll show you how to put those handles on. Because this is the question. This is where people get stopped. And I get it. I do get it. I do understand when you're trying something new how easy it is to get stopped. I'm also very aware that our stream is not the best this morning. So what I will do is I will just have to record this in its entirety. There's a couple of things actually I really need to record and get up on Facebook. One side will so we'll mock ourselves up a little bag front. And with this bag, what I did do was sew a 1/2 inch top. So then when I flip that over, I used the Styleville to give me like a faux back. Now normally what I tell you to do is have that seam on the top, but this time I really just fancied having that little faux bound edge on there. Okay, so this is now how we're going to do these tops. There are several ways that you can go through your layers of fabric. But what I would suggest you do, first of all, is baste this in place. So you've guessed it, we're going to get our tape. For the bag, I was basting it, so on the wrong side, just put a little run of tape. And you just want to put that at the angle. So you think about it when you have a handle, they invariably want to go like that rather than straight on. So for this one, I've gone at an angle. There, like that. And then did another one 1 inch higher, which is what I then marked. You have now got options, okay? But basically, you've got to go through your layers of cork, your chenille tapestry, your Styleville, and your backing fabric. There are various ways. And if we're going to use, you can use whatever rivets you like. I'm going to use the screw-in ones because they look really, really swanky. They also help hold your lining in as well. So you have got various different ways in which you can actually attach these. So if you've got a set like this for rivets and stuff like that, then you'll have something that's got a hole on it there that you would put over the side there, put something metal like that underneath, and you can give it a bash. Now, that's how I did my very first ones originally. However, these to put extra holes in belts when I've either got skinny or chubby. So these are absolutely perfect for the job because you'll go through all the layers. So this morning, this is what I used. And I made sure that my lining was held flat. I went for the top one closest first. I gave it a squeeze. I released it out. All the stuff out, it won't, you might have to do it twice if you've still got fabric left in there. You want to hear a good crunch. There you go. Did you hear the difference there? You actually heard the metal on metal. And that's what you want to hear, and that will give you that hole. These are great. So I've used these for years for bridles, for belts, for all kind of stuff. They're not very expensive, but they do really make a difference, I have found. So you've got 2 parts here, and then a washer as a third. I don't have one of our Rolson multi-tools. These are great. If you've got kids or if you've got anything that has tiny screws, this is the one. So we've got this basted in place with our tape. We're then going to, and it doesn't matter which way around you put these, by the way. I'm going to have that shiny side, that. If you want the detail of the screw, then do it the other way. We're going to put that through all layers. Just instantly looks professional, doesn't it? Bring it through in there. And we're just going to screw that down in place. Which means that should you ever want to take that out in the future, or should you ever want to swap that out, so say you've got an outfit and actually an antique brass one would be better, you can replace them, you can switch them out. They're not in there necessarily permanently unless you want them to be. For this one, if you need to just roll down a little bit to then get to the lower one, then you can. But again, exactly the same thing is going to apply. They have a hole, by the way, there for all of that to make its way out of. There you go. But you can give it a good shimmy, shimmy down. Make sure your lining is in place. You want to hear that click of metal on metal. And like I say, you'll see this on your lining, and I just think it looks great. I think it looks so great. So again, you'd spin it around, go in underneath, and it's not too fussy at all. One with the screw. And in it goes. So grab yourself a packet of these, which are your Chicago. One of the multi-tools. This has all of these different ends to it. So no matter what the tiny, tiny thing that you are trying to screw, unscrew or anything else, it's got the right size head for it. And give that a go. That's how those bag handles go in. The bag will have the dimensions and everything for this particular bag. But that's what we have today. Like I say, grab that tapestry, because when it's gone, it's gone. That will be it. I'm ever so sorry about the interrupted stream. We will get onto our broadband provider. Sometimes they're putting in works up and down this road. There's quite a lot of roadworks and things going on at the moment. But who knows? I'm not a technical bod. We will, however, be back next week with gorgeous fabrics. I've got quite a few ideas for next week, so stay tuned. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.